All right. Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Please silence all cell phones and note that this meeting is being taped by FCTV. If there's any private party recording this hearing, please step up to the podium to request permission. I'll introduce the board and staff. To my far right is Mark Finneran. Coming in is Scott Peterson. To my right is Frank Duffy, the clerk. My name's Suzanne Murphy, chair. To my left is James Morris, vice chair. To his left is Tony Pertucci, associate. Then we have Noreen Stockman, our zoning administrator, and Ashley DeMello, office assistant. The Zoning Board of Appeals is charged with applying the state zoning statutes as well as the town zoning bylaws and reviewing and voting on the applications. All decisions are made through the public hearing process. Our goal is to hear testimony from the applicants and the public and to allow a full and fair discussion of the project prior to closing the hearing process and reaching a decision. Number one, to begin each hearing, the clerk will read the public announcement for the hearing and read pertinent information from the file. Two, the applicant or the applicant's representative will then have 15 minutes to make a presentation, but time may be extended by a vote of the board. Three, the board will then question the applicant. Four, the public will then be invited to comment. Comment should be limited to 2 minutes and be strictly related to the proposal. All members of the public wishing to speak should wait to be recognized by the chair and come to the podium. State your name and address for the record. Speak into the mic. It will not amplify your voice, and record audio for FCTV viewers. And we also have a time right before we start if anyone wants to make a statement, a public statement, but on nothing that's on our agenda, and we don't respond to it. Anybody? So we'll start off. Our first hearing is a continuation. Well, on our agenda, we have an executive session that we're going to take up at the end, so you guys didn't have to hang around the hall while we're having it, so we're going to do it later. So our first hearing is 058-25, George, trustees, 15 Nashawina Street, West Falmouth. They're requesting a withdrawal.
Madam Chairman, I move that hearing 05825, George trustees, 15 Nashawina, be allowed to withdraw without prejudice.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Everybody all set on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. And next at bat, we have 0625, Mahoney to Elysian.
Okay, this is application 060 or 60 of the year 2025. Thomas Mahoney and Heather Mahoney, trustees. They have applied to the Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to sections 240.10.2A and 240.11.3A4 of the Falmouth zoning bylaw to construct an addition to the existing non-conforming dwelling and exceeding 20% lot coverage by structure. The property is located at 3 Elysian Avenue in Falmouth. Okay, now. The property is in an RC zoning district. It's for overlay districts, it's in the Little Pond, Coastal Pond Overlay District. The flood zone is AE 13. There's a previous zoning board of appeals decision applicable to this property. It's 028 of the year 2020, which allowed them to put a front porch on the property. The existing single-family dwelling, 4 bedrooms, square footage 696 square feet. The proposal is for a single-family dwelling, the same 4 bedrooms, but 847 square feet. The lot is small, 3,512 square feet in a zoning district which currently requires a minimum of 40,000 square feet. Frontage is 50 feet. The zoning bylaw currently requires 100, so that's non-conforming. Elysian Avenue is a public right-of-way at this particular location. The existing lot coverage by structure is 19.8%. The proposal is to increase it to 24.9%. The zoning bylaw limits lot coverage by structure to 20%, but you may have up to 25% by special permit, and they are asking for that special permit. The average in the neighborhood is reported to be 27.65%. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving is 29.4%, will be increased to 34.3%. The zoning bylaw limits it at 40%, so it's within the limits of the bylaw. There are 2 nonconformities. The north setback is 6 feet where it should be 10. The south setback is 4.9 where it should be 10. The setback from the street is 30.2. I don't have any information on the height. Perhaps they'll give it to us during their presentation. As far as comments from departments go, the planning board has no comment. The engineering department reports that they will need a driveway permit. They want stormwater runoff contained on the property, and erosion and sediment control should be in place during construction. The Board of Health reports that the property's on the Falmouth sewer. The Conservation Commission reports that they have no jurisdiction. They have determined through a negative request for determination of applicability. The Water Department requests an upgrade of water service to 1-inch PE with the meter in the house and the service to be in the front. The building commissioner has reported that there's an encroachment of a neighbor's driveway to the rear, and that the patio pavers in the rear must be pervious surface. We have one letter in support, none in opposition.
Take it away.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Thank you, Mr. Duffy, for the thorough review. For the record, my name is Kevin Clower. I'm an attorney with Ahmed Clower Law Firm, and I'm before you tonight representing Tom and Heather Mahoney, the owners of 2 Elysian Avenue. Mr. Mahoney is with us this evening. They are seeking permission to alter the existing non-conforming dwelling on this property. So 2 Elysian's located really in what I consider the heart of Falmouth Heights. It's a very dense residential neighborhood. And as noted, it's a small lot. It's 3,512 square feet in the RC zoning district in an AE13 flood zone and located on the Little Pond Sewer. Presently, there's a 4-bedroom, single-family dwelling and shed. Single-family dwelling, no shed, with a footprint of 696 square feet. That dwelling is non-conforming to side yard setback to the south, being 4.9 where 10 is required, and side yard setback to the north, being 6 feet where 10 is required. Otherwise, it conforms with front yard and rear yard setbacks, as well as lot coverage by structure and lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking. The existing ridge here is 29.5 feet. The applicants have owned this property for about 10 years, and they're looking to make a modest modification to the dwelling, which will improve the layout and habitable space. In 2020, they obtained a special permit to allow for a porch in effectively the same layout as is being proposed today for the expansion. Those plans were never executed for a variety of reasons, and that special permit decision has since lapsed. So now what's being proposed is a small expansion of the first floor living space. It extends the living area 7 feet towards the front of the lot, and it creates a new entry area with a small porch on the left-hand side. The proposal will not affect either of the non-conforming setbacks. The lot coverage by structure will increase from 19.8% to 24.9%, but that is allowable by special permit. And the resulting front yard setback will be 30.2 feet, which is in excess of the 25 feet that are required. There's no change in the bedroom count, which will remain at 4, which is what's allowed within the Little Pond Sewer District. The ridge height will remain 29.5, again, well below the 35 feet allowed. Due to the existing non-conforming setbacks and the proposed lot coverage being above 20%, this requires a special permit pursuant to 240-10.2A and 240-11.3A4. Pursuant to 240-10.2A, pre-existing non-conforming structures may be changed by special permit, provided they're not substantially more detrimental than what exists. This board is asked to consider the standards of 240-12.1E and whether or not that alteration creates any new dimensional nonconformities, impairs views and vistas, and reasonably conforms to the neighborhood. In this case, there's no new nonconformities. There's no effect on the views and vistas in the public ways, and as I'll elaborate, it is consistent with the neighborhood. Under 240-11.3A4, lot coverage in excess of 20% may be allowed by special permit. But here, the board's asked to look at the impact of views and vistas in public ways, the effect of nitrogen on coastal abatements, and the size and height of the structure relative to the average size and height of structures in the neighborhood. In this case, there's no impact to the views and vistas in the public way. The house is going to remain largely in the same shape and form as it is. There's no effect of nitrogen on coastal abatements. There's no increase in the number of bedrooms. And in preparing the lot comparison worksheet, looking at this property and the surrounding homes, this house, even as proposed, is well below the average, both for gross floor area and footprint, which is appropriate since this is a small lot. The size of the house is proportional to the size of the lot. The dwelling as designed is very much in character with the neighborhood and similar in nature and size to many of the nearby homes. We did receive the referral to the engineering department. The driveway as exists is 45.8 feet wide. We had proposed originally to make that slightly wider. However, we submitted revised plans to maintain the same street opening as at present. This project, as proposed, represents an improvement for the owners, adding useful habitable space, and is by no means substantially more detrimental than what exists. There's no new dimensional nonconformities, and no change to the existing nonconformities. This meets all the requirements of 240.10.2A, 240.11.3A4, 240.12.1E. For those reasons, I believe that this board can and should grant a special permit, and I would, of course, be glad to address any questions that you might have at this time.
You want to start off, Mark?
Yeah, the question, I've been looking at this house for a couple of years, and the only question I had was, when are they going to start? And, no,
I mean, hopefully in about 6 weeks.
yeah, no, it's modest. I can understand why they wanted it. Peeking in the windows, too. But, no, I'm good.
I just would probably, as we get going, I wanted to make sure that we have an as-built for the project, since we're getting right up to the 24.9%, but everything else seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to have a condition for an as-built.
Yeah, thank you. That's all.
Frank, you have anything?
Well, Mr. Clower answered my questions. I had a question about the height because I couldn't find it on the plans, and there's no increasing any of the nonconformities, so we're in that provision of the bylaw, so I'm all set. Thank you.
Are the neighbors going to remove that stuff on your property?
So we'll have to work that out with the neighbors. Encroachments are a funny thing. You don't really have a right to just unilaterally go and rip someone's stuff out, even if it's on your property. So we'll work with the neighbors on that. But that's, per the building commissioner's referral, that wasn't counted towards our lot coverage, since it's an encroachment. But we'll have to address that with the neighbor.
And then my other last question is, it has proposed pervious terrace coming off the driveway. And then there's other steps towards the house that say proposed steps. Mm-hmm. They're not pervious?
Well, the steps itself would not be pervious. The pavers are pervious. The pavers are pervious because there can be drainage around the borders.
For the terrace?
Yes, but steps themselves wouldn't be pervious.
Okay. That's all I have. Jim?
My concerns will be addressed with an as-built, so no questions. Thank you.
Tony?
Thank you, no comments.
8 o'clock, 8:08 comes quick. I want to get back to that game, so.
We're working on it.
We're getting there. Everybody else have for the public? Or?
I do have, I think, one more question. And that is, it looks like you have a notation on the plans about the stairs versus a landscape feature. And I'm assuming that that's related to lot coverage by structure where...
Where are we looking, Ms. Stockman? Just so
That's a good question.
There's a lot of notes on the plan.
Yeah, I don't have the plans in front of me, but,
What are they going to be made out of?
Mine? Oh, mine?
Where you say, like,
Yeah,
where
what
it
are
says
they made out
proposed
of?
steps down to the proposed pervious terrace? Is that what we're looking?
okay, so at the rear, which would be the easterly side, it says proposed landscape steps.
So that, I suspect that would be a granite step, which would count towards the lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking, but not towards the lot coverage by structures, as we've discussed with the referral from Mr. Street recently.
Okay. And then the other question I had was related to the rinse station. So typically, we do not count rinse stations toward lot coverage by structure. That being said, it's talking about a wood, I don't know if that's a base, a gravel base with wood steppers type of thing, but, so typically, there's a line that's drawn there where you go from something that is effectively part of the lot coverage to not.
We'll make sure that the end result there is counting towards lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking, but not towards structure.
Well, crushed stone and wood is going to run through, so it's going to be pervious.
Yeah, because I think the problem is if you have a deck that's on grade, it counts toward lot coverage by structure.
That's not a deck.
It's crushed stone.
No, but I mean, if you took like what would be like a patio area, instead of having it be cement or pavers, you build a deck on grade, it counts toward lot coverage by structure. So it's just sort of a fine line about what you're counting or not. And obviously, when you have very small lots, all those little tiny things add up after some point, so.
Oh, yeah, and you only got
34.3.
point.
Everybody all set up here?
Oh,
Questions?
is that the same as a step, though? Would that would count as a,
We count towards the structures, paving, and parking, which we have 5%.
no, but which one?
I think.
Because you got 24.9, I'm just curious.
So
I don't-
structures is 24.9, the lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking, which would
Yeah,
include
no,
like
no,
landscaping.
no,
stuff.
that's not my question.
Okay.
And whatever, I should know this. But the deck, the wood in the rent station,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be, count towards lot,
Totality, yeah.
yeah, but it's going to count on the paving and parking as opposed to structure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because you are down to
Yes.
1/10 of, yeah, okay.
But
yeah.
we're at 34.3 on.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the 29.9.
Yeah, yeah.
Madam Chair.
Just for,
Go ahead, Tony.
because,
You all set, Mark?
yeah.
Just to be consistent on the grand step that is integral to the entrance of the house because its code is not a landscape structure. Why this town continues to see it that way, I don't know, because if you take it away, you can't get an occupancy permit. So in fact, all granite steps, all granite platforms are not landscape features. They are integral to the entrance of the house. I'm just going to say that. I don't even want to argue. It's up to the board, the voting members tonight. But I want to be consistent. It is not a landscape feature.
Everywhere
Why we
but
keep
Falmouth.
doing this, I don't get.
Everywhere but Falmouth.
It counts.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I
you know-
checked with other towns.
Yeah.
It's integral.
I mean,
It's part of the code to get into the house.
Right.
Yeah.
I would
Very well.
suggest, I think, given that this has been sort of an ongoing issue, that where we have the upcoming Saturday session, that we discuss that and make some type of determination about how we're going to review those going forward.
Good idea.
Okay.
Put it on the list.
Because I
Sounds like a
do
plan.
agree with Mr.
So, Mr. Petrucci, what I
Petrucci.
would say, I was having a discussion with Mrs. Street just the other day about an unrelated issue. And, we have something that's said one way in our bylaw, then we have his interpretation. And, ultimately, it's tough to fight the building commissioner's interpretation. I mean, there is a process to do that. I don't want to do that in most cases. But what I said to him was, I'm fine with that being the interpretation, but let's make it say that in the bylaw, because it's hard to advise clients when we have, things have gone one way historically, and now all of a sudden they're going a different way. Where we have ambiguity is where we run into these questions where you and I end up going in circles sometimes on this particular issue. But I think, if we have some clarity within the bylaw, then it's going to eliminate that as a
Well,
question.
maybe 10 years from now, you might get it. But the fact is,
And that's a rush.
common sense says, if the code requires a step, then you need a step. Why we don't see it that way is beyond me.
Yeah, it's certainly not equitable to
No.
the homeowner who chooses one material over
Yeah.
another. And so if one homeowner puts in wood to the exact same dimensions, it counts toward their structure. And if somebody chooses stone,
Yep.
it now automatically, it doesn't make sense,
No.
right?
Totally.
Sounds like a perfect petitioner's article for
Can't wait to
Kevin.
see it at our Saturday morning discussion session.
He'll retire on that one.
Yeah.
Does anyone from the public want to comment on this project?
Wants to get involved with that.
Motion to
A
close.
little early for that.
He made a motion to close. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do you have a motion to close in a second? Any further questions? Attorney Clow, you good?
I'm good.
All those in favor of closing? Aye. Opposed, none.
Motion to approve with conditions?
Second.
We have a motion to approve with conditions. Everybody all set? Let's take it away, Frank.
Aye, okay. I read into the record the pertinent facts from the file, but a couple of things have come up during the course of the presentation. Mr. Clower has noted that the existing height is 29.5, and it will remain at 29.5. The zoning bylaw allows up to 35 feet. Mr. Clower also advised us that he has addressed some of the issues presented by the building commissioner in his referral. There was one letter in support, no letters in opposition, there was no public comment. Looking at, there's also no increase in the nonconformity. So under section 240.10.2A, for nonconforming structures, you're allowed to change or modify nonconforming structures, provided the board makes a finding that there's no increase in the nonconforming nature of the structure, and we so find. We also find that the proposed changes will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing situation. Under section 240.11.3A4, in an RB district, the Zoning Board of Appeals may permit lot coverage by structure up to 25%. That's over the minimum, the 20% allowed by the zoning bylaw. We make the finding that the size and height of the proposed structure relates to the neighborhood average, that there's no shadow or on adjacent properties. There's no negative impact on views and vistas, and because the property's on the sewer, there's no concern with nitrogen on coastal embayments. Under section 240.12.1E, criteria for a special permit, we find that the site is adequate for the proposed use, the site is suitable for the proposed use, no negative impact on traffic flow and safety. There's no negative impact on neighborhood visual character, views, and vistas. There are adequate utilities, there's adequate sewage disposal as evidenced by the presence of the sewer, and there's no impact on the supply of affordable housing.
Nice. And conditions, as built.
Yes?
Noreen, how do we condition that the neighbors move that driveway?
We can't.
We can't.
We can't even condition it somehow?
Well,
There should be no added,
Well, they technically have control over their own property. But, yeah, I guess the question is, if they were to remove the bricks that are within their lot, that's going to cause some potential impact to the others. So there should be some cooperative.
there
But,
has to be something.
you know, the other part, too, is given the location, they would probably need conservation, maybe? I don't know how that's set up there.
My suggestion, Madam Chair, is a finding that there is an encroachment from neighbors from a brick patio, that it is not being calculated through no fault of the applicant, that it is not being calculated for the purpose of lot coverage.
Also,
That sounds good.
if that were somehow like taken away for adverse possession or some such, it would actually potentially bring it over the 25, because it would, so something has to be done about it.
Well, that would go toward lot coverage by the
go into the
structure
34.
parking
Yeah,
paving,
yeah.
right? So it
No,
wouldn't be,
If for somehow, some reason, the neighbors were to take that property, it would put the 24.9 over 25, most likely.
right, but that, you know, would not likely be the subject of a taking, right? Like, that's,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
whatever, it's got to be,
That taking generally does not create
Yeah.
a zoning problem.
but it would in this case,
No, not really.
mathematically. If you-
Mathematically, but not really.
yeah.
Well, really, if it puts it over 25, it's an
Yeah,
issue.
but we can't diminish their lot size.
That becomes
It's not before us.
Further pre-existing.
Further pre-existing, yeah.
I just think, my suggestion is just so that we have documents that, you know, it came up at the hearing, we understand it's there. Testimony was that the building inspector's not counting it against them. We're acknowledging that it's there. and
He did
we have no
acknowledge he
power
was
to-
going to work with the neighbors.
We have no power to tell the neighbor to remove stuff. There's
But
documented
at the end of the
findings.
day, the bottom line is if the size of the lot got reduced because that was taken away, then it would be over the 25.
It would be.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all, that's just the point I'm making.
It would be, yes.
So you have Jim's finding, okay. And then other conditions, all per plans, all boards. You got the as-built.
Work with the police department about
Yeah.
traffic.
Construction, 7 through 7, Monday through Friday, 8 through 4 on Saturdays. No construction Sunday or town-observed holidays. Construction vehicles shall be located within the lot. in,
Or work with the police
or
department.
work with the police department.
I took some time out.
Yeah, there's
Did
a
you
lot of
get
parking
as-built?
Yeah, I said,
sorry.
right, that was the first one, I think, yeah. Anybody have any other conditions?
So I think with the patio, I think they're proposing that it is on a pervious base, so I think maybe the installer can certify that it is indeed pervious, so that the stormwater actually recharges. The other note I had was related to the trash enclosure, and I don't think we have any details about that, but I guess I would just put a note that it's not to become enclosed and be a structure. I mean, I know that's more convenient for people to have effectively like a shed that you would stash your trash in, but they don't have the available lot coverage for that.
One of those like plastic covers isn't affixed, and that wouldn't count, you know, it
Yeah.
almost looks like a plastic shed, but.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
not a
where
shed.
they draw the line with
Yeah.
that. I guess it's up to the town, but,
Structure requires affixing to the ground.
right, yep.
Throw some wheels on it.
And then the cobble apron, obviously, you have to make town engineering happy about that.
License.
And then water, you're, I assume, good with the water super's comment about the water
Relocation.
line and,
I mean, it's only going to improve water pressure, so. I
yeah,
don't see
yep.
it as-
And just that it not be over the abutters. Yep, okay. All good.
I think we're all set. You guys ready to vote?
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. Great.
Thank you very much.
Good project.
Thank you.
All right, next at bat, we have my favorite drive. 06125, 159 Upalong Road.
All right, this is application 061 of the year 2025. Fenton and Melody Brown trustees. They've applied to the Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 24011.4A1I of the Falmouth zoning bylaw to construct a pickleball court in the front yard more than 50 feet from the front property line. The property is located at 159 Upalong Road in East Falmouth. Details from the file. Property's in an RA zoning district. It is in the Bournes Pond Coastal Pond Overlay District. It has flood zones. It's AE 12 and VE 14. It's currently, the principal structure on the property is a single-family dwelling at 3,555 square feet. There are two previous decisions of the Zoning Board of Appeals applicable to this property. 043 of the year 2020 allowed for the construction of a garage and a pool in the front yard. 043 of the year 2021 allowed for a pool house in the front yard. The lot is 5.7 acres in a zoning district which currently has a maximum or minimum of 40,000 square feet, so it's way in excess of the minimum. Street frontage is 200 feet. The zoning district requires 100, so it's adequate. Upalong Road is a private way at this particular point. Lot coverage by structure is 1.43%. It will be increased to 2.21%. The limit is 20, so they're under that. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving is 2.94%, and I do not have the final, but the limit is 40 under the zoning bylaw. Perhaps they can address that issue during the presentation. The proposed pickleball court will be 30 feet by 64 feet, and it will be set back 92.6 feet from Upalong Road. We have referrals from engineering. They request that stormwater be retained on the property. The Board of Health has no issues. The Conservation Commission reports a negative request for determination of applicability. The Water Department has no comment. The Building Department had no comment. There are no letters either in support or in opposition in the file.
Anybody here for Upalong? Okay. That's different. So no presentation.
All right, so the board has two options here. You can continue the hearing to another night, and we can try and contact the applicant, or if you feel that you have sufficient information and you feel comfortable voting, you can do that.
Suggested board discussion.
Let's do board discussion.
I guess we just never have done this, right? We have never had an applicant not show up
Yeah.
and not let us know that they're not going to be here.
They were, I went
They were
there
there when I
late
was-
this afternoon.
Yeah,
Actually, you know.
I went yesterday and, yeah,
I'm
The
kind
court
of
is, the
confused.
court already exists, the
Right.
net's up. The only thing not there are the lines.
Yeah. Well, I think they were going to put something over that. I thought they were going to, no, that doesn't matter.
I
But,
don't feel the need to punt. I'm okay with it myself.
I guess what I would say is if you feel comfortable voting and you're not opposed to what's proposed, I think it's fine to go forward.
I'm
If you have
opposed to
any
somebody not showing up.
Yeah.
I don't want to set that precedent. I have no
did have
problem with
questions.
this whatsoever, although I know that pickleballers are the new skateboarders. They're just nothing but trouble with all that noise. I mean, if you read
Us
the
old people's
newspaper.
tennis people.
Yeah. But I'm still don't think that we should set the precedent of giving somebody
I
a
agree.
permit that doesn't show up. And I'm not against it. I mean, they can come in whenever we reschedule, and it's going to take 4.5 minutes. But I just don't think that we should set a precedent for somebody who doesn't
even
do
show
their
up.
due diligence. Nothing against them or this, you know.
Do you think they're Red Sox fans or Yankees fans? What's that?
I think
That
that
does
might
make a
have
difference.
something to do with it, but.
It makes a difference.
No?
Yeah.
It's, you know, and, you know, maybe the fish want to show up and complain about the noise too, because, you know, those pickleballers.
That was going to be my question, is noise too.
I don't have any issue with the application, but I think that they should be before us also.
Okay,
I
so
concur with Mark and Scott,
Yeah.
and
I guess,
I agree, Madam Chairman. I would only suggest that we might, before we officially punt this, give them
Yeah,
the hearing,
give
just
them
in
the-
case they're running later.
And or maybe they're watching
Okay.
us on the radio.
All right, let's
why don't
move
we
on.
continue it to the end of the...
We'll table it till we're done.
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
No, Noreen, I have represented them in the past. If you want me to shoot them an email in the morning, I can do that.
Could you shoot them a text now?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Tell 'em we're
you know,
here.
what we will, oh, it's the owner? Okay. He's up.
Yeah. We almost just punted you. Come on.
Come on up.
Tell us about your project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just started playing pickleball about 10 years ago, so we thought we'd try to get a court at our own house, and Mashpee's the closest place. So we designed it to be in the way back part of our property, and just looking forward to using it, and yeah, that's all.
Could you just state your name for the?
Oh, I'm sorry, Fenton Brown, 159 Up Along Road in East Falmouth.
All right, well, we almost punted you, but we already kind of made our comments. I mean, obviously, you got plenty of room. I see nothing wrong with it. And as long as, I mean, like I said earlier, you pickleballers are the new skateboarders. Yeah, nothing but trouble, and you make a lot of noise and
Yeah.
make the paper a lot. But the only neighbors you have there are fish, so I don't think it's an issue. So I have no problem with it
Great.
whatsoever. I didn't even know that existed down there. I've been down Bacon Farm a million times, but that's a nice little spot. God bless you.
Yeah, it's funny, every contractor, everybody, whoever comes out, landscaper, that lived here for years,
I've been here since forever, and I never,
yeah.
I guess what made you come to us for a permit, since you kind of were 90% of the way there?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't think I needed one at first, but I'm doing an addition, so by coming in and asking, I didn't realize a pickleball court was a structure, so-called, so then I learned that I needed to do that, so I started the process.
Thank you. No further questions.
no. Question?
Conservation would definitely want to know if you're paving that larger chunk.
Oh, I've already been through
No, they
conservation.
did, but you just don't do that kind of stuff without asking.
Oh, I know.
Just in
I know.
my mind. Have you had any problems since, have you played on it yet?
Yes, yeah, we
And no
chalked it.
problems? There was one neighbor, wasn't there? I saw a house.
Betsy, well, the people who live right out on
Yeah.
the point, 3 of the people that come there, they're seasonal, very seasonal.
So
They
you've had
can't
no
wait.
complaints with noise or anything like that?
No, they want to play.
They wanna play.
They don't want to drive to Mashpee to play pickleball.
Yeah, you got a
We
long
frown
road
on you
there.
guys in this town.
What's that?
We frown on you guys in this, radicals.
I'm all set, Jim.
No, so almost on 6 acres, and
Yeah.
I'll accept the representations of the applicant that the neighbors are
Yeah.
on board. We don't have any complaints, so no questions.
No questions.
Everybody all set up here?
Yep.
Anybody from the public want to comment on this? All right, I'm thrilled he showed up.
Right. Motion to
Yay.
close.
Second.
We have a motion to close in a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none?
Seeing no discussion, motion to approve with some sort of conditions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Frank?
Okay, I read into the record relative information, or relevant information from the file. At the hearing, Fenton Brown presented the case on his own behalf. There was no additional information presented, so we'll look at the conditions
I
under...
have these stats here. Remember you couldn't find them?
Yeah, but that's not really, oh,
Yeah, they're all in there. One's with the addition, and one's with just pickleball, I think.
reading it off. Lot coverage by structure existing is 1.43%, the proposal is 2.21%, and the limit under zoning bylaw is 20%. Lot coverage by structure, paving and parking is 1.43%, and the proposal is to increase it to 2.5%. They're allowed up to 40%, so they're way under the condition, under the limits of the zoning bylaw. Under section 240.11.4A1I, they may have a special permit for an accessory structure in the front yard, but it must be no closer than 50 feet from the front property line. In this particular situation, it will be 92.6 feet from the front property line, so it conforms to the conditions of the zoning bylaw. And for a special permit, under section 240.12.1E, we make the finding that the site is adequate for proposed use, it is suitable for the proposed use, there's no negative impact on traffic flow and safety, no negative impact on neighborhood visual character, views and vistas, there are adequate utilities, adequate sewage, and there's no impact on the supply of affordable housing.
Conditions. Per referrals?
Yeah.
That sound?
Per referrals, there was,
Per referrals?
engineering asked for stormwater.
Right, stormwater.
Containment,
I think they passed it off to conservation, didn't they?
well, they did, but,
Yeah.
That'd be a real trick for any of that stormwater to make it off the property.
yeah.
So let's just do all boards and leave it like that.
Slingshot.
Per plans, all boards. We don't have to worry about construction or trucks or anything, right? Lighting, we don't have to worry about. I think, you got any other conditions for me?
No, I did just make one note that they are only before the board relating to the pickleball court, but that they do have an addition that they're undergoing with their house. So while we capture their lot coverage by structure and lot coverage by structure, parking, paving, within that decision, I'll also, in parens, capture the change that will happen with the house.
Okay.
Just so that the numbers align.
Yep.
Because the addition to their house will slightly increase their lot coverage, but they're still way below all the minimums or maximums that there's no issue, so.
That addition's by right, anyway.
Yes, yes, yep,
So we're all set?
yeah.
Everybody else set to vote? Oh, we had a motion, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. You're all set. Happy pickleballing.
Try to keep the noise down, like.
Gotta get his last dig in.
Yeah,
All right.
anybody with kids.
And
in
last at
the
bat.
program, if they could design a silent.
We
pickleball.
have 19 Alma Road.
This is application 063 of the year 2025. Michael and Molly Richards have applied to the Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit pursuant to section 240.12.2A and 240.11.3A4 of the Falmouth zoning bylaw to replace the existing landing and add dormers, increasing lot coverage by structure. Property is at 19 Alma Road in Falmouth. Properties in an RC zoning district. We are also in the Little Pond Coastal Pond Overlay District, and it has been identified as a nitrogen-sensitive area. No applicable flood zones. No previous decisions of the Zoning Board of Appeals noted in the file. The existing house is a single-family dwelling with 3 bedrooms, 1,876 square feet. The proposal is a single-family dwelling, 4 bedrooms, 1,883 square feet. The lot is 7,992 square feet in the zoning district, which currently requires 40,000 square feet. Street frontage is 95 feet in the zoning district, which currently requires 100 feet. Alma Road is a public right-of-way at this location. Lot coverage by structure existing is 23.47%, and it'll be increased to 23.56%, so it already starts in excess of the 20% limit, so they'll need a special permit for the up to 25%. The neighborhood average for calculations is 20.52%. Lot coverage by structure, parking, and paving, 29.78%, remain the same. The limit is 40% under the Falmouth Zoning Bylaw. The existing nonconformity is the setback from the street. It is 20.5 feet in the zoning district, which requires 25-foot setback. Again, the proposed height of the height of the proposed structure is 23.1 feet in the zoning district. Well, 35 is the limit of the zoning bylaw. Engineering has advised us to require erosion and sediment control in place during construction. The Board of Health has notified us that the property is on the Falmouth sewer. Conservation has no comment. Water, a request an upgrade to the 1-inch PE with a meter in the house. Then the building commissioner has noted an issue with the landing, which we'll expect Mr. Clower to explain how they responded to that. Planning board had no comment. There are no letters in opposition or in support in the file.
Thank you again. For the record, Kevin Clower. And I'm before you right now representing Mike and Molly Richards, the owner of 19 Alma Road. I'm joined tonight by Molly. They are seeking permission to alter the existing non-conforming dwelling on this property. So 19 Alma is really the northernmost area of Falmouth Heights. It is, the lot's just shy of 8,000 square feet. It's 7,992. It is an RC zoning district. It's not in a flood zone, and it is on the Little Pond Sewer District. Presently, there's a 3-bedroom, single-family dwelling and shed with a footprint of 1,876 square feet. It's presently non-conforming to front yard setback, being 20.5, where 25 is required. Lot coverage by structure being 23.76, where 20 is allowed by right, and up to 25 by special permit. The applicants, Mike and Molly, are both originally from Falmouth, graduates of Falmouth High School, currently reside in Hingham, but have owned this property for the last 12 years. When they bought this, their children, their oldest was 1, and they now have 2 teenage boys, and they need more space. So the applicants are proposing an addition to the structure, which is the addition of a second story entirely within the footprint through a dormer, and which allows for reallocation of space. The proposal involves a very minor change to the entry area. Otherwise, there's no proposed changes to the footprint. This proposal is would include a minor improvement to the front yard setback. It goes from 20.5 to 20.7 feet. Again, otherwise no change to the existing setbacks, which would all otherwise remain conforming, being side yard and rear yard setbacks. There's no change to the lot coverage, which will remain at 23.76%. I'm sorry, 23.45%. The bedroom count will increase to 4, which is what was allowed by right on the Little Pond Sewer District. And the proposed ridge height is 23.1 feet, which is well below the 35 that's allowed. Due to the existing non-conforming setback and lot coverage, this does require a special permit pursuant to 240-10.2A and 11.3A4. Under 10.2A, pre-existing non-conforming structures can be changed by special permit, provided they're not substantially more detrimental than what exists. We're asked to consider the standards of 12.1E and whether or not we're creating any new dimensional nonconformities, impairing views and vistas, and reasonably conforming to the neighborhood. In this case, there's no new nonconformity created. There's no effect on the views and vistas of the public ways, and it is consistent with the neighborhood. Under 240-11.3A4, lot coverage by structure in excess of 20% may be allowed, below 25. by special permit. And again, in that situation, you're asked to look at this impact of views and vistas, the the size and height of the structure relative to the average size and height of structures in the neighborhood, and the impact of nitrogen on coastal embayments. So again, we're 3 bedrooms going to 4, but that is what's allowed within the Little Pond sewer. In preparing the lot comparison worksheet, this house is very close to the average footprint in the area. The dwelling as designed is in character with the neighborhood. It's similar in nature and size to a number of recently approved homes, including 16 Falmouth Heights and directly next door at 15 Alma. That property was approved in 2024 and is larger than this proposal, both in terms of gross floor area and footprint. We did receive the referral from the building department. I met shortly thereafter with Mr. Street. He felt that the building code would require an additional landing in front of the door. So this is the original proposal. Let me see here. This is the original proposal, which was going to have an enclosed entry area within 3 steps. Per Mr. Street, you cannot have steps directly into the door, so you would have had to have an additional 3-foot landing outside that door. He basically said you can't build this as it's portrayed on this plan. And it would have resulted in an increased or a decreased setback to the front yard. So what they actually did was they tucked the landing into the entry area. And you can see it here. So the entry will come out onto the landing area right here. So that way we're not coming any closer than it currently is. So based on that meeting, we revised the proposed plans, reorienting the door and the landing to be within the existing setback area. Those plans, the plans in front of you right now on the screen, were submitted to the board, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So this project, as proposed, represents an improvement for the owners. It adds useful habitable space and is by no means substantially more detrimental than what currently exists. There's no new dimensional nonconformities. We have a minor improvement to an existing nonconforming setback and no change to the existing lot coverage, which will be eliminated as a nonconformity with the issuance of a special permit. I believe this meets all the requirements of 240-10.2A, 240-11.3A4, and 240-12.1E. I believe you can and should grant the special permit, and I would, of course, be glad to address any steps that you may have at this time.
Ready?
Yeah, I don't have anything here except we're on the 2nd floor. I mean, you call that attic. I mean, I would call it unfinished space. But other than that, no, it's obviously if they got 2 kids, they need the room. And, you know, the footprint hasn't changed, so other than the landing or whatever, so I have no problem, but I do, in my own mind, I wouldn't call that an attic. I would call it unfinished space, but whatever, it's just semantics till they build it into a bedroom.
Well, I think we could address that with a condition.
Yeah.
That's to remain unfinished attic space per plan.
An attic generally connotes above.
Yeah, I grew up with eaves, so I was thinking of it more of as like an eave situation. But,
Adam and Eve?
well, different eave. E-A-V-E.
Yeah, anyway, like I said. Yeah.
Same, but very different.
Yeah, much of a muchness around here, you know. Could have been a gym and a library and a wrapping.
What was the golf? I like, my favorite was the golf simulator room.
That was awesome.
Yeah, well, God bless that guy's wife, yeah. I know the house you're talking about, yeah. No, onward.
Now you took care of the building commissioner's concerns, or, so I'm good. Thank you very much. Good project. Good luck.
Mr. Clower, I just want to confirm now, because your nonconformity is the front setback at 20.5 feet, and your testimony is it will now be 20.7
Correct.
feet? Okay, so you're improving the
Front yard
setback.
setback, marginally.
Marginally, but you're improving it. And the completed height will be 23.1 feet, so you're...
That is how I read it, but let me just,
That's what I had. 24.1.
23-1. Yeah.
All right.
Suzanne, you're on.
You all set? I want to know why Tom Bunker put on these plans that it's in a historical district.
I don't know.
Do I have to do a condition on that, or?
No, it's not a historical district.
He put it right on there.
It's listed that he lists a whole bunch of items that's not. So if you look at the head of that category.
It says
number
not?
Not
three,
within.
It says
It says not.
Oh,
located,
okay.
not
Oh,
within.
good. I was wondering, I mean, it's not historical to me, and I'm like, why would he put that in there? Okay, I'm good. Jim,
I have no questions, thank you.
Tony,
I have no questions.
anybody from the public want to speak on this? You just want to get going, huh?
Sorry. So
Go ahead.
I will bring up the same subject again, which is the stairs. They, are showing you that the setback is going to be improved, yet they're showing you 2 granite stairs, and so
Here
the
we go
setback
again.
is technically going to be 17.8 feet from the street, which is technically closer. So I understand that you're not going to change how you're voting tonight, but I think for the future, it's important to be consistent and that
This is a good example.
what these stairs are made of
Yeah.
should not be a benefit to one and a detriment to
Yeah.
another, right?
Yeah. No, this is a perfect example.
I'm not sure I understand that.
If you look at the very top of the proposed plan,
The
it's,
July 23rd one.
the revision dated September 24.
Oh, that is why I am not looking at right plans.
I have it up on the screen, Mr. Petrucci.
We got the 1st and
No. Thank you.
the 5th. I don't have any September
got it right here.
24th, do I?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see
No, no,
that.
you're
Something
fine.
in the mail.
So the problem is
Mark,
that
it's noted at the very bottom of the page,
they've
right down there.
not captured the steps within the setback
Oh.
that they report
That's why old
on the
news
plot
here.
plan.
Well, is that why Mr. Street
And this was,
discussed
that goes.
the direction of the steps?
That's the one that.
I think at
Oh,
the
I threw
time
it
he
up
was
there.
more
That's the one she-
interested
Oh,
in
the
the
front, right in the front entrance.
landing,
I get
et
it.
cetera, which,
Ashley gave me the old.
Well-
they've accommodated. But I guess what I'll say to you is, when somewhere down the road, there's an interest to raise and rebuild,
How's,
people will say that the closest point to the street is 17.8. Therefore, they will claim that they would be able to or eligible to put the house that close to the road.
Yep.
I think there's a very simple way to address that, Ms. Stockman, which is to have included in the decision, setback to the structure itself is 20.8, but that the steps will be 17.8. But for the purpose of existing setbacks, it would be 20.8 in this situation.
Right, except, unfortunately, through practice, in the past, stairs
Yeah.
conveniently shift, right? And if somebody's looking to raise and rebuild, they identify that's the closest point, right? So while I agree with you that it's pretty benign and that it's not going to affect the appearance, which is what people are interested in, it also sets up for the future. So, it's just something that I think the board needs to determine on, maybe their Saturday meeting. I did also have a question about the rinse station again. It notes that it is not included in lot coverage yet. It says it's on a wood deck of 32 square feet. So I guess the question I would have is, when are we counting these and when are we not?
So,
I think that illustrates the point that you should take care of this at town meeting with the petitioner's article. We won't have to argue with it, about it anymore.
Because obviously it makes sense, right? People want to have a rinse station, and you don't want to be standing on grass or dirt or whatever, right? But, if you don't have space within your lot coverage for it, but you're installing it, how are we cutting out what we're including or not?
Now, what's the total lot,
so even if you were to include that 32 square feet That would bring our lot coverage to 23.78.
So they're still fine?
So it's not an issue.
Yeah,
No, we're,
okay.
that lot coverage by structure, and we're well under the lot coverage by structures, paving, and parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, this, as we stated, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this just keeps coming up all the time. and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all in favor of, especially in like a rent station situation, putting it over on the lot coverage by paving or whatever, I mean, because the lots are all so small around here, come on. Everybody's got to take a shower.
A structure is a structure.
That's right. Shower or no shower.
In this town, it's not, though. Everywhere else it is. I mean, I think the lines should be drawn somewhere. I mean, it's, the whole thing's still up in the air, and it has been as long as I can remember. I mean, before I ever had anything to do with it, just watching this on TV, it's come up, and I mean, granite steps are a landscape feature, and I mean, this really should be nailed down.
Let's put it on the breakfast jamboree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meeting
Like
we
I
have.
said, Kev, you should take care of this at town meeting.
Petitioner articles always go so well at town meeting.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, they can go quite well, especially
if I never
you do
heard-
it in a reasonable
If I
fashion.
never bring another petitioner's article, it'll be too soon.
I've done about 40 of them, and I've had marginal success, but sometimes it's just the quickest route.
I got one approved.
Look at this, thing's been bounced around, this ball's been bounced around for 20 years.
I got one approved. I left to go on vacation the next morning. The next night, I get a call saying they brought it up on reconsideration while I was at Epcot with my family.
That's because they were jealous.
All right, well, it's overturned, so be it.
Everybody all set up here? Noreen, you good? Yep. Anybody from the public? We already did this.
Yeah,
Was there an answer on it? I don't remember.
Oh,
Richard, come
Oh,
on
we're
up.
going to get some landscaper opinion here.
Yeah, he wants more landscaping.
Yeah, we'll put it over on your,
Richard Johnson, 1 Amvis Avenue. I am a landscape architect. I just wanted to mention the rent station pad. Oftentimes, those are not affixed to the ground. It's like a wooden rug on the ground, and you tip it up against the house to rake under it or find the chipmunks or whatever. So I think it makes sense to count it as a structure if it's on a footing, but if it's a mobile thing that one person could easily move around, then it's, in my mind, something else. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm with him.
I think we've all stepped on a few pallets in outdoor showers.
Balance, yeah.
It's pallets, yeah.
All
Okay.
right, so we had
It's all
an audience member
semantics.
say something.
All right. Motion to close.
Second.
Get this thing behind us.
Are you all set?
I'm good.
Okay, we have a motion to close in a second. You're all set, Noreen? Yep. All those in favor of closing? Aye. Opposed? None.
Motion to approve with conditions.
Second.
All right, Frank.
Okay, I've read into the record the relevant facts from the file, a couple of points. The non-conforming dimension is the front yard setback. It presently is 20.5 feet. According to the applicant, it will be 20.7 feet upon completion. The applicant has also advised us that they have addressed the issue of the building commissioner with the front landing, and they did that by filing a plan very recently showing a modification.
Do you need the date on that?
Yeah, it was last.
I think it's
earlier this-
9/23.
9/23.
Yeah.
Filed a revised plan on 9/23/25. So,
24?
25. What Ashley just gave us.
Plans dated 9/23, submitted 9/24.
Okay.
all right, so, under section 240, 10.2A, also there was, go through the facts. There was one person spoke at the public hearing who gave clarifying remarks, Mr. Johnson. There was no opposition noted. Under 240, 10.2A of the Falmouth Zoning Bylaw, non-conforming structures may be changed by special permit from the Zoning Board of Appeals, provided there is no increase in the non-conforming nature of the structure and we make that finding. We also find that the proposed structure will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing structure. Under section 240.11.3A4, in an RB zoning district, the lot coverage by structure may be increased from 20% to a maximum of 25% with a special permit from the Board of Appeals. Coming in, the lot coverage by structure here is 23.47%, so it's already over, so we're going to give them a special permit that will legitimize the increase. We find that the size and height of the proposed structure will be in keeping with the neighborhood average. There are no shadows on adjacent property. There's no impact on neighborhood views and vistas, and there's no impact on nitrogen and the coastal embayments because this particular property is on the sewer. Under section 240.12.1E, the conditions for special permit, we make the finding that the site is adequate for the proposed use, the site is suitable for the proposed use, there's no negative impact on traffic flows and safety, no negative impacts on neighborhood visual character, views or vistas, there are adequate utilities, the property has adequate sewage disposal because it's on the Falmouth sewer, and there's no negative impact on the supply of affordable housing.
Conditions.
Can I add one other finding?
Oh, sure.
Testimony is there's an increase in bedroom from 3 to 4, but it is by right, but, important to note.
Under the sewer, you may have up to 4.
Yeah.
By right, yep.
By right, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
So conditions, per plans, all boards, construction hours, 7 through 7, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4,
Can I-
on Saturdays,
A
yeah.
revised plan of 9/23/25, so we're making sure it's
Yeah.
in the conditions.
All right.
Thank you.
No construction Sundays or town holidays. Construction vehicles and materials shall be located within the lot. I don't know if you'll need to contact police on that. It seems enough room on that.
We will if we have to.
Yeah,
I just want to,
go ahead.
in Jim's condition, I was in the office the other day. There's something that, there's an issue with a pass permit, and I think in the cases when we do have multiple submissions, that should be regular. That way, what we approve is a specific set plan, and then if somebody goes and alters it afterwards, it's on them. Because, like I said, there's, without
No, it's good.
mentioning it, there's one in the air right now, and, what we approve is, I mean, there was 5 different submissions here, and I mean, just, those should be noted all the time.
No, it's true.
To
They
cover
should be dated.
ourselves, and, because I just want everything that we do to be right, and let the mistakes be made elsewhere.
Yep. Agreed. No, it's good, yeah. Any other conditions you can think of?
I had a note about certifying the lot coverage by structure
Okay.
and
Let's do
no
that.
additional structures.
No additional structures, good one. They have a shed now, yeah. Everybody
Well, they
else have-
still have enough, they're only 23 point something, so if they wanted
Squeeze
to put,
something on there.
if they wanted to put a larger shed, technically, they could come ask for one.
We could do that through an administrative process,
Yeah, but I mean, to say no, changes that.
without appropriate approval.
Yeah, that's, okay, there you go. I'm a real stickler tonight. Wait till the comment, I got another one to stickle, if that's a word.
I hope he doesn't stickle too badly.
No, it's got nothing to do with you.
Anyway, we all
It's
set?
fine.
What Mr. Finneran does in his own time is none of my business.
No, it's our time.
All right, we all set to vote, everybody? We're all set with conditions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, no? Good
Thank you
luck.
very much.
Have a nice
Appreciate your time. Go Sox.
Yeah.
I have an 11-year-old boy who's baseball crazy, and this is either going to be the best week of his life, or his first real heartbreak, and either way, I'm here for it.
All right, moving on to minutes.
So we are tabling the two that are listed?
Tabling minutes.
Wait, we got to get rid of what happened to Mashawina Street.
We did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we
Took that
did.
one.
First thing we did.
So no minutes, we're tabling. Board discussion.
I have something that I want to stickle.
All right,
As
stick
I
away.
mentioned earlier. We spent a lot of time, a year and a half, getting these stakings down correctly. And of late, we've had requests to proceed without proper staking. And I've, 75% of the engineers or whatever that come in here, I've found mistakes in their staking in the past. And just to make this simple so we can go watch baseball, I'm not going to allow anybody to come in here unstaked. That's a no vote from me, especially when we have projects that are multiple acres and tens of millions of dollars to tell us that they can't stake it, or we had a few stakes up and they get ran over. That's on you, it's not on me. And if it's not staked, you're getting a no vote from me.
Alrighty now. And we just had a request
I mean, there's,
stating
yeah,
we're not
well,
going to
I mean,
stake.
there's, you can stake the lot corners, I mean, you can give me a stake where the front door is gonna be or whatever, but none of the, I mean, I have to see something, you know, I mean, and as I said, I've found enough mistakes, like, and somebody who's asking us for a dispensation, and expecting me to go in and divine where things are, I mean, I've found one sitting in the car that was 900 feet different, square feet different, on a 7,200 square foot lot, and if that thing got, the foundation got poured where the stakes were or whatever, again, I mean, I don't want anything to ever be our fault, and everybody should be treated the same. So that's how I feel about it. If anybody has a contrary argument or whatever, you know, you can vote the way you want, but I think there's no reason why you can't at least give us a cursory staking of something so we know where it is. I'm just, you know, and then these things can get out of hand, and I mean, they have. And I just,
And they should at least clear us a path.
yeah, absolutely. We've got to know where it's, you know, and I mean, if you're going to spend tens of millions of dollars, I mean, get somebody out there with a brush cutter and a gravely or whatever, you know? Get somebody out there with a machete, I don't care. But, I mean, you can do all the stuff with the satellites. I mean, I'm not asking for every house corner in some of these situations, but no staking, no way. That's it.
All right. Board updates.
So we had a request from the Benjamin Nye development that's proposed about a site walk. I don't know if the board members were
Yeah, I
able to...
saw all those dates.
I got it right here.
See if that worked for folks.
Do
We all
want a
have to go
discussion now?
together? Yeah, sure, might as well.
Everybody got the dates and times?
Yeah, I got the dates in
So
front.
I crossed off the dates that I think
Tomorrow was
at
one,
least
and I'm not,
didn't work for right. And, you know, obviously, that's a little bit soon, but I think one that they were looking at that we hadn't really, or I hadn't heard specifically back from people was Monday, the 6th, between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. I don't know if that...
now, is that with architect and engineer?
Right,
Engineer.
yeah, never mind, because
Yes, I don't
that's,
have to- They do a
we
great
can't
job with
post
their
for a site
architecture.
walk
I don't
for
have to
that.
have the guy.
That's just with
great.
engineer
Yeah,
on the 6th.
Well, why were they offering us both on other dates?
yeah.
Probably
And
the
why,
guy's Probably not available.
just, you know, just somebody, well, why wouldn't it be better if we had an
I think you
architect?
have to ask yourself, what is the benefit of having an architect there?
Well, they offered it at the half of the,
Well,
Yeah.
what I mean
Dates.
is, would you, my opinion, it's my opinion, we're trying to figure out the site itself rather than the architectural design. I don't know if that's important to you.
well, it was
I-
important enough to them to offer for half of the dates, so,
Yeah,
you know.
I think primarily,
more is better than less in my mind. I mean, the more facts I can get, the better.
I'm with you.
Leads to a better decision.
Yeah, I don't know if Tuesday, the 7th works for people. They had
That date does not work for me.
the 7th, no? Okay.
We got pickleball?
Be nice.
I know there will still be people away. I mean, it's always gonna, I guess, come up, but I don't know about Wednesday, the 8th, they've also offered.
That works?
I could do
Works
the
for
8th.
me.
I can do that,
I can do the 8th.
Okay.
I can
All
do
right.
the 8th.
You want to take the 8th then, and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, perfect.
What time was on the 8th?
I'll take pictures for you. I'll
Now, it
use my
says-
phone.
2 and 3.
So they're giving us
2
a
to 3.
time span of from 2 to 3 to do everything there.
Yeah, I mean, I think an hour's probably pretty reasonable for, you just want to go out and see.
And they'll always, if we have questions, we can always direct them to
Yeah.
them afterwards or whatever. I mean, it's just preliminary, but
Yeah.
the more information I get, the better,
And they'll stake the center line of the road? Good.
So where are we meeting?
At the site,
Well, what street? It's got 2 streets, right?
You go down the drive,
Benjamin
there's a
Nye.
driveway.
yeah.
Driveway
There's a
opening.
there's a
We'll go to that
driveway in.
house and go down that
Just
driveway. and
opposite
park on the
Cameron
driveway.
Road.
Okay.
No, right beside, so this Cameron Road, then this driveway here. You'll see it because it has stone walls.
All right.
That same driveway entrance is about the same location of the proposed driveway.
Okay. So the 8th, at what time? 2?
We'll send out an email, 2 o'clock,
And you guys will post, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yep,
perfect.
okay, great.
Let's get our tick clothes on, folks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was just asking, my husband was talking to his infectious disease doctor about ticks. My dogs eat gummies for ticks. And I said to the guy, when are they going to stop making gummies for the humans for ticks? That would be,
What have I been eating?
Okay, and it looked like Saturday, November 15th worked for most people for our Saturday session.
What day?
Saturday, the 15th.
15?
Oh, yeah, great.
Yep.
Okay, good.
all right?
I love that one.
8:30, 9 o'clock, what's the time?
I think 9, I mean, unless
Yeah.
you want to start earlier.
No, that's fine.
No.
9's, yeah.
Right, guys, pickleball
People
at
don't
8.
want to get themselves out of bed on a Saturday.
All right,
That
that,
cold sleeping weather.
So future agenda items, I'll just say now, our next meeting is October 9th at 6 PM,
and
and then we're going to go into executive session.
Right, so we're going to
Tonight.
announce that we're going to go out of public session and that we will not be returning to. So you'll need a motion to
You want to read my motion?
leave public session and go
Leave it out,
into,
West Falmouth, just do a minute.
yeah.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to go into executive session under General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation and to not return to open session.
second,
We have a motion and a second. Finneran. It's roll call.
aye, oh yes, Finner and I.
Peterson, aye.
Duffy, aye.
Murphy, aye.
Forsyth.
Petrucci, aye.
All right,
Bang that gavel.
we have to. Oh. Do this in executive session?
We're not
in it.
We're not in
Not
yet.
in
I
yet,
am
okay.
so sorry. They
It's
told me
okay.
to come here.
I should have asked why you were here anyway.
Yeah.
It's on me.
I am so sorry. My
It's
name
okay.
is Bedar Murteza. I just bought 30 Shore Street.
Shore Street?
Yes.
30?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's in a historical department. We've been going back and forth with the historical department about the windows, shutters.
I don't think this has anything.
Yeah, I don't know if this is before us.
This,
They told me, they came yesterday, I'm so sorry. They came yesterday to look at the property, and they told me to come here to discuss it with you guys.
I think you should have gone to the office
Yeah.
upstairs during the regular business hours.
No, they told me at 6 today here.
Did you tell him to come here? No. You
Yeah,
got to
it
go
was-
through them in the office upstairs.
It was Jet from the historical department.
I think you might have misunderstood. You want to go to the office, the other end of the hall where Jed is, and talk to either Noreen or Ashley during regular business hours. And then if you have to come here, we can deal with you then, but
Yeah,
Not on
they
our
told me to
agenda.
come to commissioner.
Not on our agenda.
They told me to come to commissioner, so
Yeah, you can meet with her, you guys, I don't know if she's...
Yeah, no, you have to go to the office.
Friday.
If they told you that, they told you something wrong.
No, they came, they visited the property yesterday.
That's all right, they can do all that, but I
Yes,
mean,
no, they told me, they especially told me to come today at 6 o'clock over here.
But you're not on the agenda.
You're not on the
Public hearing,
agenda.
you can't do it.
Yes,
tomorrow,
they told me,
Yes.
they,
Yeah.
they can't tell you, they can tell you.
Yeah, do you want to come by the office tomorrow and we'll figure it out for you?
yes, no problem. I'm not,
Okay.
the only thing I want to discuss, I'm not changing anything.
We don't, that all has to go through
Okay.
the office.
All
You
right.
just,
Okay.
there's a baseball game
We'll
tonight.
get
I
it
don't mean
figured
to
out.
give you the
no
bum's
problem.
rush, but
Okay. I'm so
Sorry you sat
That's
right
not
the
your
whole
fault.
time, I apologize.
not your
Yeah, no
fault.
problem. They just visited the property yesterday, told me to come here, so.
Sorry.
Stop by the office.
Yeah,
in
the
morning.
office during business hours.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Peace.
No, no,
It's all good.
I should have asked why he was sitting there, no, that's on me.
That's all right.
All right, are we
So did
officially in
you,
this?
yeah, did you gavel?
No.
Okay, so go ahead.